All right, let's get right into it. We're about to pull back the curtain on the media you see every single day. We're going to expose the subtle, hidden programming that is quietly rewriting how you think, how you feel, and most importantly, how you connect with other people. You know that feeling, right? That weird, buzzing exhaustion you get after an hour just scrolling, or that empty feeling after you binge watch an entire season of a show in one weekend? You probably blame yourself, right? Think you just have a short attention span. But what if that feeling isn't an accident? What if it's the exact intended result of a system designed to do just that? To really understand how this programming messes with us, we have to start with the system it's overriding. We need a baseline. We need to look at the factory settings for your mind and your body. Think of your body as having a default operating system. Biologically, you are literally designed to thrive in a state of rest and connection. We're going to call this the Love OS. It's the state where your body actually heals, where you build trust and where peace feels, well, it feels nourishing, not boring. This is your original code. This is how you're supposed to run. Here's the problem. For most of us, that original code is buried deep under layers and layers of software updates that we never, ever agreed to. A really powerful external force started installing its own programs, a glitch that began corrupting our original design. We call this force the normalization engine. It's that relentless hum of stories coming from all our screens. Now, this isn't some grand conspiracy with people in a dark room. It's just a systematic process. Through sheer mind-numbing repetition, it teaches you what's normal in love, what's normal in a fight, what's normal in life. And spoiler alert, what it teaches you is that chaos is normal. And it's so effective because it uses your own brain's wiring against you. It's a three-step process. First, you just watch, and your brain, which is built for social learning, it just soaks up the patterns. Then, as you get lost in the story, your critical thinking, it just switches off. You stop questioning what you're seeing. And finally, without you even realizing it's happening, you start to imitate those behaviors in your own life. So where do we actually see the results of all this programming? Well, the first and maybe the biggest place is in our expectations around relationships. The engine has installed this really powerful and honestly deeply damaging script we can call the fairy tale fallacy. So the script we're sold tells us that love is supposed to be dramatic, right? It's a high-stakes chase, it's grand gestures, it's running through the airport. But real, sustainable love, it's the complete opposite. It's a safe environment you build together, day by day. It's gentle, it's steady. It's remembering how they take their coffee, not just the dramatic kiss in the rain. And this is where it gets really crazy. The deep biological mismatch it creates. Just look at the contrast. Your system is designed for peace, but the media script tells you that peace is boring. Your design is hardwired to seek repair after a fight, but the script turns a betrayal into a punchline. It is literally training your nervous system to prefer a state of agitation, fight or flight, over the calm it was built for. And that rewiring, it leads straight into our next symptom, the way media just relentlessly normalizes treating the people we say we love with casual disrespect, packaging cruelty up and calling it banter or affection. It starts with a script you've seen a million times, the bumbling, incompetent dad or husband. In sitcoms, in commercials, he's portrayed as this clueless man-child who can't figure out how to load a dishwasher. He needs to be managed. And that script, of course, gives birth to its other half, the nagging, exhausted wife who has to fix all his messes. But here's the thing. These aren't two separate jokes. It is one single toxic system. And it's designed to normalize mutual disrespect and poison intimacy, locking everyone into these miserable roles. Seriously, think about it. The humor in so many of our most popular shows is built on sarcasm, on mockery. A huge betrayal, like the whole "we were on a break" thing from Friends, that isn't a moment for real repair. It becomes a running joke for a decade. So you absorb the hidden message. Being sincere is weak, and breaking someone's trust, well, that's just a setup for a laugh track. And this programming, it's evolved. In the age of social media, the engine has gotten way more efficient. Now it uses memes and viral trends to package our own pain and our dysfunction as relatable content. It's what we call the memification of misery. So now, abandoning someone with no explanation gets twisted into protecting your peace.
Being toxic isn't a problem, it's just a quirky part of your personality. And main character energy has become this trendy excuse to treat everyone else in your life like they're just background extras whose feelings don't matter. You're being trained to wrap your identity around your wounds, not to heal them. So this leads to the big question, right? After seeing all this dysfunction laid out, you have to wonder, if it's so obviously damaging, why do we keep coming back for more? Why does a healthy, stable relationship start to feel so unbearably dull?
The answer, and this is so important, it's not a flaw in your character. It's a feature of your biology that has been completely hijacked. You have been cultivated down to the neurochemical level to be addicted to chaos. Here's the drug cocktail. Every plot twist, every notification on your phone, it gives you a tiny hit of dopamine. That's the seeking chemical that keeps you hooked, promising a reward is just around the corner. At the same time, every fight you watch on screen floods your body with the stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline. Your body can't tell the threat isn't real, so you get a literal rush from the drama. It's a roller coaster for your nervous system. So here's the bottom line. After years of being flooded by this drama cocktail, your nervous system literally rewires itself. It learns that this high-stress state of chaos is its normal baseline. And then, when you experience actual peace, your body doesn't register it as safety. It registers it as a threat, or at best as just an unbearable state of boredom. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most disturbing piece of the puzzle. Why? Why does this system exist? And the answer, as it so often is money. The entire normalization engine is powered by an economic model that profits directly from your pain. Welcome to what they call the attention economy. In this economy, your eyeballs are the product being sold to advertisers. And what keeps those eyeballs glued to a screen? High arousal emotions. The algorithms are financially incentivized to feed you content that makes you feel outrage and fear and drama because those feelings guarantee engagement. Peace simply does not sell. And this is the perfect illustration of that business model. Just think about streaming services. The entire binge-watching model is built to create and maintain addiction. They don't want you to feel satisfied and then go do something else. No, they end every single episode on a cliffhanger to keep your brain in a state of unresolved tension, desperate for the next hit. You know, the most powerful thing about seeing the code behind the program is that it starts to lose its power over you. Once you understand the hidden scripts, the chemical hooks, the whole business model, you just can't unsee it. You can actually start to make a choice. So the only question that really matters is this. Now that you can see the code, can you still run the program?